There is no relationship which is without friction by Krishnamurti. Hello everyone, this is author PB Flower of the series All Kaal None. It is a young adult sci-fi romantic fantasy novel with undertones of Upanishad. I chose Upanishad because it is both scientific and metaphysical. And since I was looking into metaphysical, I have incorporated UG's rantings in there as well. They fit in rather perfectly when the main characters of my series tries to juggle his appointed relationship and his natural draw for another. He is the embodiment of the destroyer or Shiva. My book is written with young audience in mind. It conveys the message of equality, inclusiveness, non-duality, and futility of life. During this journey, my main focus was on relationships, and there are many that don't follow our societal norm. And that is what today's topic is: relationship. Krishnamurti had said something crude about relationships. He said, "There is no relationship which is without friction." And this could be because we enter into a relationship with need to get something in return. It starts with making a space for someone else in our lives, be it friends, family, lover, kids, pets. Control is what is the underlying thing. We want to control the other person to behave in a way that suits us. Example, just this morning, my husband was standing there in the kitchen with both the doors of the fridge open and just staring inside. And I was behind him waiting for him to come out of this trance. When he did not for many minutes, I yelled at him, saying, "Close the fridge, it is not the cabinet door." And when I did this, in my head, I was running all the scenarios of how much Freon got leaked, how much money we will be spending to replace it, or how much we might have to pay to haul this old one out. And my husband was apparently looking to see what I will cook for him today, because he wants me to make something, using fresh vegetables. And so he was making sure nothing goes bad, and that's what he wanted to look, and that we should not throw things out and be using it, because we spend a lot of money on organic produce, and during summer we grow our own, but it's winter now. But here's the thing, my husband just stood there and forgot what he was going to do, and so he was in a thinking mode, or perhaps blank, and I was obviously on full alert. My nagging side was up and awake, raging on my husband. He asked me if someone died because he stood there for a minute too long staring, and I know no one died, but my concern was more for the fact that we should take care of our things, and so was his. He was making sure to use what we spent our money on. So who's wrong? No one. But we both were trying to control each other, and I did it first. I admit that. And my husband reacted. Of course, he got coffee for me and my favorite snack soon afterwards. And I pretended to be still angry when I wasn't angry at all. I just took a step back, and I always do that if my husband loses control, or the same way that he listens to me while I'm yelling, which is all the time. And we both cannot be mad at the same time. That would never work. It's just an unspoken rule between us. And we know one thing for sure: it is not love or sex that keeps a relationship going. It is always what we give and get from each other. The more profitable the relationship for both or all involved, the better chances of its lasting longer without much friction. There will be friction, but not always. The same is true for siblings or friends. Most of the time in marriages, wife takes care of some things and husband takes care of another, or one partner as opposed to the other. Can be whatever. Maybe they both earn and divide the household chores as well, even raising kids. And if one is taking up the burden more than the other, friction shows up often and longer than before, every time. Love is meaningless when it comes to lasting relationship, be it friendship, professional, or other personal relationships. Sometimes with friends, it is all about having a good time, and everyone has to contribute to having a good time. One can't be just sitting grumpily and other one trying too hard. It's not going to work. In a professional relationship, you have to fill in with required skills. In a personal relationship, you bring what is needed by the others on the table. Be it a need to enjoy, go out for a good time, be a listener, be a mutual hater of someone, give company, cuddle, or just be taken care of. There is a lot of things that is expected of people in relationship. There is a song by Jennifer Lopez that goes something like this: I ain't your mama. And this song is erupting with feminism. And the lyrics are, I ain't gonna be cooking all day, I ain't your mama. I ain't gonna do your laundry, I ain't your mama. And it has many things like that in it. Things that women perhaps are good at. They have innate inclination and are born champions in those things. But no, we as women ourselves have demeaned those things. We ourselves think it is less important. Women want to show that they are good in other things too. And that is all great. Maybe you are, but now you want the burden to be shared when it comes to household stuff, because you are good at earning money now. But what if the man you are with is not giving you the support needed at home? Then there will be friction, a lot of friction. Now, a woman can be whoever she wants to be, but if she enters a relationship with the other person, then that person has to understand what it entails. He or she better be good at getting the kids ready, cooking, cleaning, etc. along with you. Then and only then there can be less friction. So where I was going at it is the song for Jennifer Lopez, I Ain't Your Mama, is directed to the women's ability in not choosing a good partner. I mean, why else the announcement? If you are going and earning, then you must look for someone who will share your burden equally at home. Don't go marrying or living with someone who is not good at anything other than going out and making a living or sitting like a loser. Instead, we as women are told that we can be whatever we want and the man should adjust around you. What if they are not adjusting? We perhaps should not depend on them for anything or find someone else who can adjust to this shift. Because in the end, it again came to give and take. Love and sex and infatuation, attraction just went out the window. And Jennifer Lopez's song, I Ain't Your Mama, was clearly that I am making money, so I won't cook, clean, or do your laundry. It was all about give and take equality. And that is why it is a good song. That's why I like it, and I sing it all the time, and my husband gets really irritated when I do that. And it was talking about what a woman with career would be doing and expects from a man. But another thing is that we don't realize our own need to be independent as a man or a woman or anything else. As much as we humans want to enter a relationship, we also value freedom. Biologically, we are inclined towards another, but it is more for procreation. Marriage is a societal acceptance stamp. Of course, due to overpopulation, that procreation need is curbing, and more people enter in a relationship out of attraction or love, but there is no such thing as love that holds a relationship. Any arrangement quickly turns into business dealing. Any relationship. What you are doing for another. That's what it is. That's the main thing that comes and stays between people in any kind of relationship. It comes and it gets in between. And still, couples want to get married for endorsement or perhaps to show off, and most perhaps do it to concrete their bond and get a lawful certificate, a stamp of approval from the society, like I said before. Very few do it for tax benefit knowingly. To me, that should be the number one reason. If you are getting married for the society, you better take the tax benefit. But we still have all these stories that say, this person is my soulmate and I'm irrefutably in love with him or her. But as soon as 1 year into the marital bliss, this realization of reality sets in. A relationship demands give and take to carry forward. And if the scale is tipped off, it falls apart, or people struggle all their life finding other outlets to balance what is missing. Because humans are the only ones that stay in a relationship despite of suffering in it. Some go for couples counseling, which is there essentially to tell you what you already know about your relationship. Most of the time it is what to do so that you can continue to fit in the society or the religious tenets. This relationship problem begins when the initial high starts to fade away. Then you have to return to the everyday, earning money, have kids, buy a house, save for retirement, save for emergencies, save for entertainment, maintain other relationships, bills. List of things you have to focus on after a relationship high stabilizes is endless. And that is exactly what the society wants. It wants you to have a list of things to be busy with so that you remain focused and not cause any other issues. Being in a marital relationship is good for the society and religion. It means you will be engaged in saving it, maintaining it, and procreating. The idea of marriage is societal and religious concept. And in my series, the main character, Eklavya, steers a conditioned human, Zenith, to get into a no-commitment relationship, even though he was engaged to another. And he even goes on to marry his fiancée. He still manages to convince Zenith to live in with him. Anyway, staying together because of mutual attraction without marital bond is really, is entirely different and offbeat and daring, if I may say so. And let's talk about the same-sex relationship. When getting societal acceptance for relationships other than man and women started, it was mainly because of taxes. Otherwise, who cares if two people claiming to be in love want to be together? But everyone wants acceptance, the stamp of approval, shoving it down the throat of who don't approve of them. And to me, whatever it is all good as long as you can handle yourself. Don't bother with anyone. I'm good. I have no opinions on this or that. I'm not going to run a campaign for you, but I won't participate in hate rally either. To me, it is a relationship that will require to overcome other hurdles over time, just like any other same-sex, opposite, or genderless relationships. None of them are different. Two people getting along is what is, in the end, it's all about. And that is always give and take. A transaction that has to equalize in terms of effort, monetary or emotional benefit. There's also something called respect that comes into play. But I call my husband names. He calls me names too. But I know the place he holds in my life is second to none. And I'll have to ask him what I mean to him. But I think it is all good, because even after I yelled at him this morning, he got me coffee and kissed me, so I think we're good. Well, there's also things like exceptions, like an accident that makes one more available in spirit than body or mind. People become handicapped or bedridden. Some are born that way. In nature, that would be the end of the relationship, and after about several days of starvation, the end of the sufferer also. In the animal world, they don't stick around to feel the loss. And I quickly want to tell this story. We went for a family vacation a few years ago. I think it was in California, and we went to this rescue center because I refused to go to zoo and all the places where they forcefully keep animals in cage. And this rescue center, they had all these dolphins, and there was even a show that they were doing with the dolphins, which I didn't know about. And where they have these rescued dolphins performing. And I told my husband, how is this freaking place different from the zoo? And I was having a hard time finding the difference because, they were putting shows with the rescued animals. What was going on? And they told us the story of the star performer dolphin, which was rescued as a baby. This baby was found sunburnt on the beach alongside its mama. And the mama dolphin, of course, probably was surfing. That's why it beached out and died. So nature perhaps intended for this baby's suffering to end soon after its mother's death. But instead, this baby was rescued and now is living in this small hellhole and performing every freaking day. And those people were telling the story that, oh, look, we saved this dolphin and the rest of the others. But the way I looked at it, I thought it was like extending their suffering. I'm sorry, but I didn't find it a rescuing effort. So anyway, in my series, All Kaal None, this character Asher tells another character, Shamli, a story like this. He explains her that interference with animal suffering is useless. Early death is better. It is only humans who want purpose in life, set goals, want to live long. And they always put everyone else, even the animals, in their shoe. And the society that we live in, we have to drag it out. Even if we are not fit to survive in the otherwise cruel world, in the name of love or commitment or humanity. And what if a relationship is tested with something like that? It is strenuous. It is very strenuous. I have seen and heard where people are having to take care of someone, one of their loved ones, for an extended period of time, like years and years. And what if someone is tested with the special needs kids? That is a reality for many. And when things like this happen, you have to be a better businessman than anyone else, more resilient than anyone else, because that relationship has to be balanced in every way. That give and take has to be at an improved level, because more than normal is what is required here. We cannot get into the whys and hows of it, but know this: life is balanced. Others have different problems they are dealing with. If you are one of those who are in a relationship that is dealing with special needs kids, it is your normal. And that has no comparison with another. It is not equal, but still the same as others, because they have a different kind of problem. And so a relationship is something that will present friction, one way or the other. You can smooth it out with understanding the demands of and fulfilling them. If you can't, it's better to get out, I guess. I don't know. When that rotten relationship might not be your destiny. Now please understand, a relationship has got nothing to do with happiness, love, or contentment. If these intangibles are also being demanded in a relationship, then I don't know what to say, because other than, I guess, good luck. Well, thank you for listening. This is Author Baby Flower, signing off.